Okay, so here is the spine of a person, their hips and head. Let's talk about the chakras really quick. First and foremost, we're doing this live, so I'm painting these on. It's generally accepted that chakras hover around the spine, okay, like the nervous system transportation highway. So first and foremost, you have the root chakra, which is going to be down here at the very base of your spine, okay? That's the center that controls all of your security, emotional, financial, internal. Next, we have the sacral chakra, which is located above, and you guessed it, right by your sacrum. So that lower belly area, this situation right here, this is going to be your sacral chakra. This thing is where life force energy comes from, your creativity, but not the creativity to create, the creativity to create life. So the birthing of ideas, think of it that way. So then we have the solar plexus, which is located in your stomach, think above your belly button, okay? It's going to be about here. This is where all of your confidence comes from, your ability to execute and your ability to follow through with ideas. The center right here in the center of your stomach. So if you ever have a gut feeling, it's probably coming from this guy right here. Next, we have our heart chakra. That's going to be located in your heart space. It can be green or pink. I chose green today. Okay. Think about love and all of the emotions that affect your ability to give and receive love unconditionally. Grief, anger, being hurt, being petty, all of those things, they're here. But if you're able to love from a place of unconditionality, this place is also an incredible source of comfort, of giving, of abundance, because you're doing things out of want instead of need. So next we have our throat chakra, and that's located, you guessed it, at your throat. I am putting it as this blue color. Now this is where all of your ability to create comes from. It actually comes from your throat. This is your center of self-expression, where your truth comes from, where your identity springs forth from. Yes, this chakra is very important for that ability to develop, but this is where you see all the follow through. So if you have issues in your lower, you're going to have issue in your uppers, because this is one big highway, which I will demonstrate for you in a second. So our third eye is located approximately in the middle of our forehead, and it's going to be a deeper blue because it's technically indigo. So that dude is right here. So if you have a really well-formed crown chakra, you are able to communicate with your higher self and the lords above who give you information. You're able to process it through this third eye application and then speak your truth and understanding with this throat chakra. This is the connection between all of these chakras. So if there's a mess up here, there's going to be a mess up here and a mess up here. And then lastly, we have the crown, which there wasn't enough room for, but this guy's up here. Okay, it could be purple or white. This is your connection to higher truth, to enlightenment, to the universe. This connects you and the force of God. And you are your own God, and God is you, and yada, yada, yada. So it's in a line, right? But there is a transfer of, for lack of a better term, energy between each one of these centers that operates on sort of like a highway. Essentially, it's a feedback system, right? And it's all a closed circuit. So if we start from the bottom, we're going to have transfer going up, and then once we reach the top, there should be a flow that connects it that goes down in a closed system like this. So you're constantly in a spiral of communication between all of those centers. And each one of these centers in anywhere other than America is known as a center of enlightenment, which means that once you have fully healed and your chakra is working to the best order that it can be, you have essentially received, transferred into received, transferred into, engaged in, leveled up into the state of consciousness that you would need. And you basically, there's like no other way to explain it except for leveling up, bro. Like you literally level up. So once this foundation is built where you have security, you have a good job, you feel stable within yourself, you literally feel like earth energy, the rest is going to precipitate up. And anytime there's an issue between one level of enlightenment or the next, that's where you're going to see imbalances. But everything starts down here at the root, which is why a lot of us need root chakra healing, because without a solid foundation, we're unable to really execute the other actions that these higher levels of consciousness really need for us to reach self-actualization. So the reason why I wanted to show this to you is because it's a really important part of my work as a spiritual healer for people to understand what chakras are and how they form your identity. There is like so many things that go into being a human person that we don't really think about, but chakras is one of those things that I believe everyone has access to, and a basic understanding of those will really help you grasp where like some of your quirks come from, and how to master things that you've never really thought about mastering, like the way that you love in a relationship, the way that you receive love in a relationship, how you communicate with strangers, the way that you understand and deal with stress. All of those things come with how your chakras are formed, and that starts at birth, and many things impact them. Your parents, your peers, the conditions that you grew up with. It is nature and it is nurture. Both of those things happen. There is always an ultimate design to who you are as a person, and it's like about overcoming the imbalances that our chakras have in order to bring forth that level of awareness and intelligence in yourself that allows you to execute what your soul mission here is on earth. So with all of the work that I do as a coach, chakras, that's going to be a huge part of it, because you are your chakras. Your chakras are you. They tell you who your personality is. They tell you what your beliefs are, and the ability to examine those patterns and the emotions that you have behind them will allow you to break free and understand that everything about you is changeable. You don't have to live stagnant or stuck, and you absolutely have the power to move forward into what it is that you are looking for. So if you have any questions about my work with chakras, definitely reach out. You can just DM me on this motherfucking platform. I will answer all of your questions. I also wrote a book called Chakra Healing for Your Inner Child. It is on Amazon.com. It's Chakra Healing for Your Inner Child by me, Angelina Pastore. It's a 44-page workbook. It's all about what are your chakras, how have they impacted me, and what sort of imbalances do they have, and why am I a freak because of it, but in a good way.